The 6 steps of the process. First step is place, position, and posture. So, you establish physical steadiness. So, what is that place, position, and posture? Is to settle in physical steadiness. Why? It creates a foundation for mental stability. What does it mean by mental stability? Mind is wandering. Why it is wandering? It is because of I-ness and my-ness. I-ness causes possession and my-ness causes the attachment. So the false I takes over the false possessions, and that is one reason. Maintain balanced posture. So what is important? That we should be able to maintain place, position, and posture consistently. Why? Physical stability reflects the inner mental steadiness in the beginning, like a settled pond, and then we do not need. So in the present, so what happens? So in any situation, you can apply place, position, and posture at workplace, with relations. You means that you become aware of the place, position, and posture in a real life situation. That is, so that will change your mindset. That is the first step. So you recognize the body position as, do you remember, as incidental, not intrinsic. So incidental, why? You find an incidental situation outside. Incidental place, position, and posture leads to incidental mental stability reflected from the body. Just another point of understanding. So people normally, our I-ness do not allow it to feel that. So even in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, we have the asanas practice first. In Patanjali Yoga Sutra, we have hardly 6 meditative postures. Hatha Yoga has hundreds of postures. So that discipline reflects. So that is the first step. Second step is the mental direction. Well, I said what I said, being comfortable, change of direction of the mind. So we should not start thinking that I'm comfortable or not. You simply check that mind is steering inward through body awareness. I believe I'm making the right statement. You are steering the mind inward through body awareness, or I can say through body awareness, you experience the change of direction of the mind. What do you say then? Simple. Your mind is scattered outside. Mind is scattered outside in different directions, in many directions. and now you are aware of the body and sensation in the body. That is enough. Sensation in the body, which I discussed and practiced as an experience of, do you remember, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So you are talking to someone, you know your habit, huh? You are talking to someone, and you know mind had past impressions of reaction related to that person. So what we do here, you need not to worry about the person or situation. Instead, person or situation, instead, you are aware of place, position, and posture, sensation, comfort, and steadiness in the body. That will raise your awareness and you will change. You have perhaps a habit or past impression against people's situation, it's because of the I-ness and my-ness. So because of I-ness and my-ness. So if you try to control the situation, it will backfire. You are casual, that is with the comfortable. It prevents the outward distraction. It cultivates the somatic focus. Somatic means body. That is whatever second step, you already understand this clearly. And the third step is being carefree. So if we have a somatic awareness and body awareness in the first two steps, then while looking inside, we can, this is anxiety and I'm not anxiety. This is stress and I'm not this stress. This is hesitation and I'm not. So then only I can say that. Before that, I cannot say that. So that is what you are talking to me. You just discussed that in these situations. Huh? You said in a particular situation, in a situation or people or relations, mind does not follow the self-awareness tool. So just you have to follow these first three steps. And in this third step, being carefree, it is an observer and observed separation. How you simply label the thought, feeling, and emotion. Why? You create the space between the seer and the seen. And you keep watching the thought comes, thought go, like the clouds, like the birds. So you have to use here, you have to apply, I told you, discerning intellect. Do not go under the pressure of default mind. We are just practice, it is a non-practice. We are just understanding and the cognitive understanding takes over. That is the highest journey of the Eastern wisdom. So we don't go under the pressure of default mind. Why? Whatever the thought, feeling, emotion, person, situation is there, it is not me. You label the thought. You start with the labeling the thought. This is anxiety. I am not anxiety. This is only a thought. I am not a thought. I am not a thought. I am not a thought of anxiety. I am not anxiety. Then where it is? It is in the mind. Then where it is? It is in the mind. I am not the mind. I am not the mind. Hence, I am not anxiety. You see that you try, or I would say use the discerning intellect to separate by to separate what? To separate the observer and observed. This is very important in any situation. There is another way that you look back your events and situation throughout the day, and every day in the before going to sleep for 10 minutes, before going to sleep, just spend 10 minutes of all the events that took place during the day and apply discerning intellect. Play with the events that took place and check, can you separate? That is enough. You do it for a week and it will happen. So it creates a space between the seer and the seen. So now when we did the first three steps, now is the time we can experience the detachment. What exactly is the detachment? That is what takes us to a higher level. So now we discover what detachment is. And the moment you experience that detachment, you are done. So we cannot directly move to the detachment. We have to go step by step in the beginning, and after that it becomes an easy process for us. So you avoid emotional reaction to mental content, thought, feeling, and emotion. Is that attachment? Oh, this is what you are saying. What I said, that you have a sense of freedom. You avoid emotional reaction to mental content. There is a sense of freedom in the state of detachment. So even if those thoughts are there, but you have a sense of freedom, it is detachment. That is the first point. First point is, you avoid naturally. That is the first point. And second point is you maintain inner calm. Why you maintain the inner calm? Because you have already separated. I believe you are getting into it. So that detachment simply means alertness, not coldness, not indifference. Not indifference. And then what happens? You experience the inner calm. That is power, not weakness. Like watching a movie, engaged but not entangled. Perhaps that I covered in the last practice. So every day you recall those events, good events and bad. You are able to maintain the inner calm, you reflect on it. You are not able to maintain that inner calm, reflect on it. So both the reflection will work during the day. What happened, good or bad, reflect every day by applying discerning intellect, as if you are playing with the event. You are playing with an event. Then what happens if you are playing with an event? Then say to your discerning intellect, in future, say to discerning intellect, in future I will change my response. No more reaction. So when you say to it, these impressions will settle into your mind. So once we have done these 4 steps, and then the 5th step becomes very easy. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. I told you. So it's always good. During the day also, you pick up only one line of the mantra. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. 3 times. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. And then may there be happiness for all. May there be happiness for all. May there be happiness for all. And after that you reflect. If you don't reflect, the happiness does not settle. Oh, that is the yes. It will not settle. You have to speak to yourself. Happiness is the essential nature of everyone in the world outside. And I am crazy? I am upset. How come it is possible? Oh, my mind, you are expecting, you have a craving, you are seeking. Okay, let me drop the seeking for a second, and then what happens? Your mind will move into the state of happiness. So when you say, may there be happiness for all, and you apply the discerning intellect for reflection, for example, you are in anxiety, and the discerning intellect says, but happiness is your nature. Happiness is intrinsic nature, essential nature. And then you check the mind. The mind is already in happiness or joy that you may experience during the daily events. So you see that Mangalacharan mantra has to be done with a specific state of the mind. Otherwise, if we are repeating habitually, it will not work. That's why it has not been working in the beginning, in the past, but now we have to make it work. I'm aware. With that awareness, I'm saying happiness is my essential nature. With awareness, I'm saying happiness is the essential nature of everyone. And the discerning intellect then checks the mind. It says to the mind, why the hell you are in anxiety when the happiness is your essential nature? And that awareness will drop. In any situation and relationship, that has to be lived. You have to apply this practice. So once we are there, and then comes the breath awareness, or you can say people talk about the breath mindfulness. They read on the Google, they hear the practice, and nothing happens. Yes, and temporary relaxation is there. But now temporary relaxation is not the goal. You can take the drugs and you can relax temporarily, then what? We are talking the permanent. So now what happens? You are aware of the breath. So continuous, aware of the breath. Now, what I will say, aware of the breath means the flow of the breath. And I made a three-pointed awareness of the breath. Now, three-pointed awareness of the breath, movement, moving breath you are aware, no change you are aware, feeling the sensation you are aware. And behind, you are aware of place, position, and posture. You are aware of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You are aware of seer and seen. You keep on watching. Oh, this breath has come, gone. This is not me. This breath has come, gone. This is not me. Yes, in the middle, Mangalacharan also helps you. In the middle, Mangalacharan also helps you. When your mind is distracted. So no problem. You may repeat the mantra and then return to the breath again. Finished. So, we are moving in a very casual manner with awareness and attention. We are not concerned how much anxiety I have in this situation, how much reaction I have. Then what happens? Your mind is focused more on the reaction and anxiety than on the practice. Very subtle difference, but a great difference. So what is that great difference? It prevents default mind return. It maintains the discerning intellect. Oh, you cannot discover peace and the joy by default mind. So I have been asking you to reflect means you think about it. Thinking, thought is a product of knowledge. It contains the knowledge. Knowledge is understanding. It is awareness. That is what we need to follow. We were missing these subtle aspects even though I have repeated. That happens. That depends on prarabdha. It is not your fault. So when you follow such a simple tool, you will find out the life changes. Now see, in the last phase, anything, the default mind may return. So it returns and discerning intellect is ready to take care of it. Oh yes, discerning intellect is ready to take care of it. Take care, not suppression. Take care means understanding. Take care means awareness and attention. What is that attention? Thought comes. Okay, thought. I see thought has come. It is not me. Why it is not me? Because it is incidental nature. It is temporary. It is changing. It is pertaining to external circumstances. And what is intrinsic nature? It is permanent, unchanging. Inner qualities of peace, happiness, and completeness. So that is already there. So you have what you're doing, you are applying the discerning intellect. When you apply, you can continue to stay in that meditative state even for hours. So now see that what I just discussed, incidental nature and intrinsic nature. So where they both the nature reflects in the mind, one becomes the default mind, other becomes the discerning intellect. Because of the contents of the mind, reactive, impulsive, driven by likes and dislikes. Because of another set of contents in the mind, discerning intellect, it is reflective, it is wise, it is compassionate, it is alert, it is enjoying, it is full of joy. See, a thought comes. Oh, you remember the thought of an event that caused you the anxiety yesterday, or stress anxiety yesterday, or reaction yesterday. You are applying the discerning intellect. It is reflective. Oh, it happened yesterday because I made temporary permanent, changing as unchanging, external situation as myself. You said it, and then you watch. By repeated steps and practices, you have to do the practice during the day in your personal, professional, social life with eyes open. So what happens? Anxiety and reactions are delusions appearing real but temporary. By repeat application of discerning intellect, you will recognize anxiety and reactions are delusions. Why they are delusion? Because I get attached to them, seeking expectation should be met. Cause and effect relationship in the science. Same thing we apply, so it becomes a cognitive understanding. With a committed practice internally brings the lasting change. Stillness is conscious mastery, sensation, comfort, and steadiness through the somatic, through the through the somatic awareness and experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness, you move to, you move to, you move to separation of seer and the seen, seer and seen, and then you are aware of the breath. It is not an inaction. Internally, so now I believe that you remember all the steps. Based on all the steps, if I say before reacting, pause and prepare a conscious response. Huh? Pause. Now understand what is this pause. This pause is your place, position, and posture, sensation, comfort, and steadiness, seer and the seen. And now you are ready for a response. Why? The default mind has already gone, taken over by the discerning intellect. Mind it, that I-ness or ego is very strong. It will return with a greater force. Let it return. You continue. That is why the Master says a journey of the Eastern wisdom has to be done in the state of humility, has to be started with humility. Why? So that if required, we can drop our ego. We should not stick to it. You may think, it is not going to work. No, only this is going to work. You recognize the financial stress as incidental nature, not intrinsic nature, by applying the discerning intellect. Challenging situation as opportunities to practice witness awareness. That is the meaning I said, pause, reflect, and respond method. You can remember this method. It is the same thing, practice of pause, reflect, and respond method. Trigger, any trigger, incidental nature. Connect with inner peace, intrinsic nature. Choose the right action, nitya karma. Maybe you have to listen to this again and again. Recognize the trigger. The trigger, I discussed, that trigger comes because of many reasons, but we are not going to the reasons. We recognize the trigger is an incidental nature. And then I say, okay, incidental nature. I'm not anxiety, I'm not the stress. Connect with the inner peace, intrinsic nature, and then choose an appropriate action. It is the nitya karma. You can add wisdom and action. That is another way you can remember. Witness the thought without identification. Witness means, you declare. This is the thought of the anxiety, and I'm not the thought, I'm not anxiety. Witness, and then you see inside there is a space. When you see inside there is a space, you say Om Shanti, finished, and now you can deal with the same client or wherever you are. Because we recognize your understanding. You see, I just gave a commentary, it became a practice. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it in your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experience, bring the hands down. You see how simple it is. One lady has been practicing for 4 years and she sent an email. Now I am happy, I am okay, and now thank you very much. And we will not have a session. I said, I'm thankful to you, grateful to you. So after 2 days, she sent me, no, lot of festivals are going and many people will come to my home. I will host a party. I don't want to go into anxiety. Hence, please continue. Now see the difference between the discerning mind and discerning intellect. Default mind does not want to go. Discerning intellect is gone. But first discerning intellect remained in the first message. Discerning intellect remained for a few hours and then the default mind returned. I said, I'm okay with this also. So, the issue is that once that knowledge is settled without any doubt, you have 100% conviction. Cognitive change is there. You don't need. So, I was very happy. I said, okay, this is what happens with people. So it means default mind with ego has returned. I'm done. And then the discerning intellect returned again. No, we will continue. So it means I still have a doubt. So that is default mind and discerning intellect. Anxiety about money, relationships, security, and success. That is what we discussed last time. So there is a paradox. Many achievements, why peace and security are elusive. Why there is a feeling of insecurity. So we already discussed that because of incidental nature, temporary nature of anything and everything, whether it is relationship, whether it is money, whether it is a house, whether it is clothes. Can you tell me that how many times we have taken the best food that we liked? The happiness did not continue. How many clothes we have changed, and every time my mind says, "This is wonderful, I will look very smart." How many times we have changed the clothes to look smart, but with the smartness, we always felt stress, duality, and a conflict. How many times our mind said, "Today I'm very happy because I earned $50,000 or $10,000 or $100,000 or a million, depending on the situation and the business." Does that happiness and the joy continue? If that did not continue, why we are struggling with anxiety, reaction, and duality? Why? Why don't we understand? Repeat it again in your mind that it is temporary. Temporary will not give me permanent happiness. What is temporary? Whether it is a wealth or a cloth or a relation, even relationship, all relationships are temporary. You date, you got soulmate, you get married. Who knows who is going first? So wealth, relationship, body, social status, they change continuously. But there is something within us that is permanent. So, what is the point here? Master is saying, when I observe, look, and maintain my awareness on the changing and the temporary things, mind drops the connection with the temporary. Mind drops the expectation. You are already in peace. We discussed there are many causes of countless factors of even karma. We think, I will perform this action today and then I will be in permanent peace and happiness. I will conduct a session with you. I will conduct. Very good. I. Does this I has a control over internet? Does this I has a control over electricity? Does this I has a control over the computer? Does this I has a control over the environment and thousands of factors? How come I made it clear that I will give you a lesson? Okay. Hundred thousands of factors are involved. Ego hides those factors. They are temporary. Ego says, I will do it. You already know, and one day she tried very hard and she was not able to open her video camera. And she said, this laptop makes me crazy. I will buy a new one. Buy a new one, that will also make you crazy. Only a point of awareness is required. Getting rid of this anxiety and duality. You have already attended many sessions. So it is known as the effort, or you can say, I apply the discerning intellect without any attachment to the result. Why no attachment to the result? There are millions of factors. One day I was giving a group lesson and I said, how come it is hanging and it is so. I already check everything, at least I checked the internet connection. It was 900 Mbps and computer was not. Then what happened? So after the session, I started inquiring. And you know what happened? My VPN was connected. From 800 megabyte per second, it has slowed down the speed to 10 megabyte per second. I disconnected and I saw the same 800 megabyte per second. I don't know. We don't know what is going to happen. So why to worry about it? Do the best, leave the result. I have done the best for you, Shiva. Done. Finished. Result belongs to you. If we don't do it, then the ego and the projected happiness will play with me. And when there is a projected happiness, it hides the anxiety, it hides the reaction, it hides the duality. Projected happiness hides it. I am a wave, and that wave wants to have an ocean. As long as the wave is there, identity with the wave is there, I cannot find the ocean. I have to simply recognize and understand and be aware that I am an ocean manifesting as wave. I am a person manifesting as the Supreme Consciousness. No conflict is there. No conflict. Where is the conflict? Just see. That is what masters are saying, that I can get rid of the attachment with the body, with the mind, with the thought, with the wealth. Because if I'm attached, there is a limitation. That limitation is the wave. When I was teaching Bhakti Yoga, I told this guy, now see the water in the wave, water as wave. Don't see the wave as compared to other waves. So I am one wave, Elon Musk is another wave, then I am very poor as compared to Elon Musk. Two waves. Two waves always have a struggle, always have an anxiety. Water in the wave, water as the wave. Whether you apply it to Elon Musk or you apply it to yourself, or where is the problem? Water, one content, unchanging content. That helps to remove the attachment and the mind goes into peace and the joy. Yeah, challenges are there because of prarabdha, we discussed that, because of many factors. So if the challenges are not there, we will not evolve. It has to be there. So last time you had many challenges, contemplate, reflect on it every day without faith. And in the discerning intellect, play with discernment, and they say, next time I will play like this, I will do like this. sun, mirror, reflection on the outside. Does sun changes? No. Does the reflected light changes? Yes. That is ego. Reflected. Reflected light always changes. It says, do this, you'll be happy. Do this, you'll be happy. Do that, nothing happens. We have tried. We have tried. Eating different food, wearing different dress, buying different car, placing. We have tried. Nothing happened. In the modern world, anxiety about the money is natural. It is forced and it is made natural. But when you recognize that it is temporary, mind comes down. It will not stay with me. And to earn money, we have thousands of factors that sometimes they support my karma and I succeed. Sometimes they don't support my karma, I don't succeed. It again depends on my default mind or discerning intellect. Same thing with the karma and the effort. I may do extraordinary effort, but it is not possible to earn the way Elon Musk earned, or Bill Gates, or Warren Buffett, or Jeff Bezos. So many factors, prarabdha, self effort, past impression, environment, opportunity, lot. No one can become the second Bill Gates, no one can become the second Elon Musk. Rockefeller, in terms of the earning he had in 1920s and 30s, is still regarded as the richest person on the earth. Rockefeller, who had lot of gas stations and etc., etc. You cannot have a second. Even richer than Elon Musk. In terms of, if you compare that. So karma and the effort. Every moment it is an opportunity. Every challenge is an opportunity. When they are opportunity, I am happy. But if they are not opportunity, I am expecting from them, then it is not an opportunity, then it is binding, then it is limitation. So that is the difference between the default mind and the discerning intellect. Default mind is reactive, impulsive, prone to habitual responses. So I have to check my habitual responses. Discerning intellect is calm, paused, and capable of deliberate analysis. Default mind is driven by the fear, anxiety, reaction, emotional attachment. Discerning intellect says no, alert. It is compassionate and guided by the knowledge. The most serious problem with the default mind is that it messes up with the observer and observed. That is causing the delusion, and the delusion causes the suffering. It messes up, it mixes. Observer and observed is a single event. I have anxiety, so I am into anxiety. I'm not able to separate. This is the thought of anxiety. Thought is not me. I cannot be anxiety. I am an observer. I am a witness. So when the moment you live into that state, that is mindfulness. So you separate observer and the observed in any situation, in business, in relationship, with daughter, with everyone. Default mind always attaches itself to the temporary nature. Any thought comes, I get worried. Now I saw bank account. How many times you have seen? 5 times. You already know that you have less money in the account, but why you are repeating it? So default mind keeps on repeating it. So by repetition, you are already reactive, impulsive, and anxiety. And the discerning intellect continues to make an effort, accept the challenges. So you see, there is nothing that we are outsourcing from outside. It is inside me. It is inside me. Inner peace and happiness, my master used to say, are my birthright. Why it is a birthright? It is not created, but it is rediscovered, uncovered. So, this knowledge settles into your mind, it becomes the intellect. Like the sun is always hiding behind the clouds. Clouds pass, sun remains. So our peaceful nature is always remains. Now tell me, how many times you have been into anxiety and reaction? Maybe 2 million times. What happens after the anxiety? Calmness and peace. It may take an hour, it may take 5 hours, it may take 2 days, it may take a week, and after all, we return. So, why not return to the peace in the very beginning? Why wait for so many days, hours? That is the meaning of challenges are spiritual opportunities. That is the meaning. That is the meaning. Committed practice creates a cognitive change in our life. So you see that that is how the master follows it. Discerning intellect is a compassionate strength. Discerning intellect naturally awakens you to the state of compassion, and it leads you to a higher state of consciousness. I hope this another approach will help you move your mind to the discerning intellect and you start living. Remember, we are listening and learning because of cognitive understanding, cognitive change, attitude ABC, attitude, behavior, and conduct. How? By thinking, speaking, and acting. Where? In personal, professional, social, and family life, the life